Michael had never encountered animals acting unusually before, but then a gigantic bear started visiting his house each day. The bear would stare at Michael before wandering back into the forest as if beckoning him to follow. At first, Michael didn't think much of it, but one day he decided to explore his curiosity and was astonished by what he found. This marked a fresh start for Michael and his family, who had recently moved to a house near the forest. A nature lover, Michael wanted his children to connect with the outdoors, making him very happy with their new home. The first 2 days in the new house went wonderfully. The parents walked for a long time while the children ran around happily. Everything was going so well that Michael was sure he had made the right decision. But one day, the children woke him up and dragged him downstairs so he could see it. There was a huge bear in the yard. It was no secret that there were animals in that part of the forest. Michael had been told that sometimes they approached houses because they smelled food or wanted to rummage through the trash. It is worth noting that Michael's house was mostly made of glass, but the architects knew the area well, so the glass was completely reinforced. The bear certainly wouldn't have been able to get inside. Michael explained this to his children, as it was a great opportunity to see a bear up close without any risk. As they approached to examine the bear, the animal seemed to greet them. It appeared as if the bear was calling them to come closer, and they did. But when they took a couple of steps forward, the bear suddenly jumped up and headed into the forest. When the predator had gone a little deeper into the woods, it turned to look at them. It seemed as if it wanted them to follow. Michael was surprised by the animal's strange behavior but brushed it off. The next time they noticed the bear was when Kirsty, Michael's wife, came down to the kitchen in the morning for a glass of warm milk. She was alarmed when she saw the bear. Michael and the children told her that they had seen it before, but she thought they were joking. Now Kirsty knew it was true, and she was very angry with Michael. How could they stay in that house knowing that the bear was coming to them? After the bear's third visit, Michael realized that the predator was not coming for no reason. So he decided to wait by the glass door the next morning. The bear appeared again and did the same thing as before. It was clear that the bear wanted to be followed. But why? Something inside Michael was screaming at him to follow the animal, so he decided to listen to his intuition. As Michael approached the door, the bear ran into the woods and then stopped, waiting for him to follow. As you can imagine, Michael was very nervous when he left the house, so he kept some distance between himself and the predator. It was easy because every time Michael followed the bear, it moved forward. Maybe it needed help? But what if the bear was simply leading him deep into the forest to attack? Michael followed the bear for 15 minutes, and the longer he did, the more his curiosity was aroused. He really wanted to know what was going on. The path the bear was following seemed to lead deeper into the forest, but they did not need to clear a path to move along it. It seemed as if someone or something had already passed along the path, clearing the way. To Michael's surprise, the further they walked, the more signs he saw that people had already been here. This area was not as untouched as the one they had just come from. Suddenly, Michael realized where they were heading. In the distance, he saw a wooden hut. It belonged to his neighbor. But since the houses in that area were secluded, they had not yet met. Everyone lived quite far from each other, so getting to know your neighbors was a little more difficult. All he knew was that a man lived in that hut. But what did this man have to do with it? Michael couldn't understand what was happening. However, he was a little glad that the bear had led him there. Maybe the neighbor could help him get away from the bear or scare the animal off so he could get home. But as Michael got closer to the cabin, he heard his neighbor screaming from inside and the bear pounding on the garage door. Suddenly, the garage door opened, and then Michael saw another bear lying on the garage floor. So that was what had alarmed the bear so much. The animal in the garage was breathing heavily, and it was obvious that it was in poor condition. It was a small bear, which led Michael to believe that the bear that had brought him here was a mother, and that the animal in the garage was her cub. While the animals were being reunited, Michael hurried to his neighbor to find out what had happened. About an hour ago, the man had found a sick bear cub in the forest. He assumed that its mother had abandoned it, so he took the bear home. He planned to take it to the vet because it seemed like the bear cub wouldn't be able to survive in the wild on its own. Then Michael realized what exactly the bear was looking for. She had left her cub in the forest while she looked for Michael. That's why she was so desperate for him to follow her and why she wouldn't let him go back. In the end, Michael and his neighbor successfully arranged for a veterinarian to assist the animals. The mother bear was taken to a temporary shelter while her cub received treatment. Once the cub had fully recovered, they were both released back into the wild. Michael and his family occasionally spot the bears, and the last time they saw them, they appeared healthy and thriving. Mama Bear no longer visits Michael's house to say hello, which is a relief for everyone. While he was happy to have helped her, he also felt a sense of relief that the ordeal had come to an end. It is always surprising when animals, especially wild ones, seek help from people. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you like this story. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.